Hello, it's day 8, and I want to talk about exercise. Well, it was day 1 of the Franken diet. I wish I could say that it went well, but really, for a first day of a diet, it didn't go well. You know how, usually when you go on a new diet, you're really excited about it and, super gung ho that first day? Well, today I kind of forgot about it for a while. I did have a weird moment at breakfast where I was eating eggs and I was sitting there going, I don't think I actually like scrambled eggs. And I wasn't hungry yet, but I was eating and I did clean my plate, so there weren't very many victories today. I will just go ahead and admit it. And boy, let me tell you what, I am tired. I ordered an automatic chicken coop door opener, but it's not here yet. And for the past 6 or 7 weeks, I've been getting up about 2 hours earlier than normal to let out my chickens. But beyond that, it was just day 1. You can't really judge anything off of the first day. You may be asking right now, Kara, diet buddy, you've been talking an awful lot about the Franken diet and what to eat, but you haven't talked very much about exercise. Isn't there exercise on your diet plan? And yeah, there is exercise on my diet plan, but I didn't feel the need to outline it because exercise is not hard for me. I've been going to the gym regularly since last July. It's the end of March right now. So I feel like I'm pretty well set in my ways when it comes to the gym. And to put it bluntly, I found an exercise that works for me. It's running. Sometimes I run on a treadmill. Sometimes I, you know, cheap out. No, that's not the right word. Sometimes I flake out and use the elliptical. I try to weight train too. I haven't tried swimming yet because it doesn't really appeal to me, but I have found an exercise that I enjoy. I will go ahead and say that I think that any good diet plan does need to have exercise, but it has to be an exercise that you enjoy. Back when I was a kid, if you had told me that I would eventually be a person who loves running, I would have laughed in your face. But let me tell you what, the runner's high, it's a real thing. It really is. And the first time I felt it, I remember because I don't run very fast, but I was going pretty good for my own personal record. And at my gym, there's this big auditorium with basketball courts, and the treadmills are tucked against one of the walls. And across the gymnasium, across the basketball courts, there's all these colorful banners. And I remember the first time I felt that runner's high, it hit me, and I looked across the gym at those colorful banners, and they were so much more colorful. It truly is like a high, if you get my drift. I got off that treadmill that day and I felt like, an ancient queen reawakened. I was on it. I felt great. I find that I can induce that feeling anytime I really push myself, and I love that feeling. I'd say the runner's high for me lasts maybe 15 to 20 minutes before it mellows out into just a generalized good feeling. And that general good feeling lasts maybe an hour or two. And then after that, it's just kind of a feeling of comfort, a feeling of serenity for maybe a half day after that. So ultimately, for me, the good feeling from running cumulatively lasts about 3/4 of a day, I'll say. I am going to have to start weight training a lot more though, particularly my upper body. Traditionally, women aren't encouraged to train their upper bodies, but if I'm ever going to be able to do that chin up, I have to figure out some way to train all of this. So I'm thinking I'm going to use the assisted pull-up machine at the gym. I've used it a couple times and I feel like I've embarrassed myself pretty thoroughly on it, so there's nowhere to go but up, we'll say. But if you're struggling to come up with an exercise that works for you, I'm gonna say don't go with the generalized exercise advice that they give. One of the main core exercise advices they give for people who don't exercise is you only have to walk 30 minutes a day. And if you are truly, well and truly sedentary, if you walk 30 minutes a day, that's great. But you gotta find something that's really going to give you that feeling of serenity. Maybe it's not running. Maybe for you it's swimming. Maybe it's yoga. But you have to find something that doesn't just make you feel bored while you're doing it. It's gotta be something that you feel like you can set goals and push yourself. You gotta push yourself. Do you ever get that anxiety when you enter the gym? That feeling like everybody's looking at you and wondering what you are doing there? It's weird because I'm a gym regular now. I know all the familiar faces. I can pick out every single regular. But when I look at all of the other regulars, like there's this jacked guy with a beard, and there's like an old Vietnam vet, and there's this lady who runs and like doesn't even break a sweat. I feel like I don't fit in with those people. I have arguably been there longer than some of them, but part of me just feels like the gym belongs to them and not so much to me. I guess it's just that feeling, that generalized feeling of being a nerd away from my desk. I wish it was easier. But you know something? Even when I'm embarrassing myself on machines I don't quite know how to use, I don't ever get called out. So if you're afraid to go to the gym, you really shouldn't be. Because even if somebody talks to you, you can just look them in the eye and go, "Je ne parle anglais." But I guess it doesn't even have to be a gym, really. You could work out from home. You could go to a park. But I do know it's very hard to, set aside that feeling of being watched. To set aside that feeling of judgment from a group of people that you feel like you don't really belong with. It all comes down to confidence. And I'll be real with you, I just don't have any confidence. I mean, obviously, right? And if you found these videos and you're using me as a diet buddy, I want you to know that even if you're not feeling very confident right now, you'll find something someday that gives you that runner's high. And you too will feel like an ancient queen awakened from a centuries-long slumber. You should try running. I was really against it at first, but you won't be able to get me to do anything else, I don't think. Like check out my 5K shirt. Ooh. Oh yeah, I got this one last Halloween. I've got 3 5K shirts now. I've done 3 official ones. So keep your chin up. I'm going to try to keep my chin up. Every day is not going to be a good day, but you know what? By that logic, every day is not going to be a bad day either. We can do this. I really do think so. And if nothing else, at least by the end of this year, we'll be able to say that we tried.